If you've ever wondered why some people with type 2 diabetes are being prescribed insulin shots, even though their body already makes insulin, you're not alone. Today, we'll talk about why your pancreas sometimes goes into overdrive and why doctors prescribe insulin anyway. Also, we'll talk about some things your doctor won't tell you. Hey, I'm C, a health coach and herbalist. Feel free to reach out to me via Facebook, YouTube, or email. It's all on the screen. Insulin uptake. Normally, insulin unblocks cells, so the glucose enters and the energy is made. Uptake is how well your cells hear or receive insulin's message. In insulin resistance, cells ignore the signal. Now, the pancreas thinks not enough insulin and it produces more. But why? Years of high sugary meals, stress, poor sleep equals insulin resistance. The pancreas keeps pushing harder to shout louder with insulin. Early on, blood sugar may look normal because the pancreas compensates, but over time, the pancreas can't keep up. So what happens? Your blood sugar rises. Then there's pre-diabetes and what the doctors would say is full-blown diabetes. I want to talk a little bit about tests that are not typically considered, but you should be able to request. The fasting insulin test. So this is the amount of insulin your pancreas produces after you fasted. It shows how the pancreas is working. It's typically not considered, but you should be able to request it. And it's really odd to me why this isn't a part of the normal test that you would receive. And then another test is the glyc-A test. It's good at measuring chronic inflammation, which chronic inflammation can cause insulin resistance. Now, it's typically not considered, but you should be able to request it from your doctor. It can predict cardiovascular disease risk. So very, very important there. I'll mention another test as well, and that is the c-peptide test. This determines if you're type 1 or type 2 diabetic. So if you have any doubts or questions about that, you can also request that test. Why do doctors prescribe synthetic insulin? Remember that insulin is the key that unlocks the cells so sugar can move in. So doctors are replacing the insulin that your body is unable to produce or use effectively. And with the synthetic insulin, they're trying to help manage blood sugar levels and possibly prevent any immediate serious complications. And in some ways, the doctors believe this will prevent further damage. Let's just talk quickly about synthetic insulin a little bit more here. So there's the very rapid and rapid acting insulin. These are your meal helpers. They act fast to handle the sugar that we eat. There's the short and immediate, which is kind of like a bridge. It's the gap between meal times, especially. It's useful for steadier coverage. Then you have the long and ultra long acting. These are like your baseline support. They give steady insulin all day and sometimes at night too, with minimal peaks. Then you have your pre-mixed, which is a combination of different insulin types in one dose. So kind of done for simplicity and convenience. So let's look at the insulin your body makes and the synthetic or manufactured insulin. So your insulin made naturally by your beta cells are released in perfect amounts and timing. Synthetic insulin, of course, is lab made, is injected, and it can't mimic the timing as precisely. It would be up to you when you inject yourself. Now, there's variations like fast acting, long acting, as we talked about just a few seconds ago. The synthetic insulin may work, but it never solves the root problem. Some of the key factors for insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes are, you know where I'm going first. You not only see it on the screen, but carb overload. The standard American diet contains a lot of processed foods and carbs. Our pancreas can't keep up. I strongly believe that a part of wealth is definitely health. Functioning at a high level when you're sick is really not possible. So I believe that this life is definitely a gift, and let's take advantage of using this gift as wisely as we can. All right, another reason is poor sleep. Sleep is vital. It really is. And in fact, we're going to have a sleep challenge. I cannot stress enough how much getting more sleep really helps. It helps the body repair. Stress overload. Getting better Quality sleep will help with managing stress. Also, movement helps you sleep better and helps you manage stress better. I emphasize when it comes to exercise, not killing yourself. The important thing is getting the nutrition, because getting in shape has a lot to do with what you're eating. And then the body being able to take that and repair itself while you're getting good quality sleep. All right. And then you're better able to manage stress because you're not moody, tired. Also, you can invest in a continuous glucose monitor. That way you can see where your blood sugar is at various periods of the day and what could be affecting your blood sugar. If you're on insulin, it doesn't mean you failed. Now, the empowering part is through food, better sleep, movement, stress management. You can support your cells to respond better and sometimes reduce the need for medication over time. If this kind of support feels helpful, check the description for guides and my newsletter. It's very real life and not overwhelming. Thank you guys for watching and take care.